tell us there's enough of me right there, and we shouldn't have to adjust it the rest of the service.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, we do one of them hands here.
Who gets up and adjusts all the cameras?
He wants 3 different shots. I'm not particularly interested in what else is this.
Yep.
Shall we do 2?
Yeah. I hit space bar. Yep.
All right, let's try it out.
Oh, far out.
Okay. All right, we begin with
Only one verse per Kim.
for the Q to Q, yes. And actually, let's take me down a little bit. This was quieter when I said it.
That was that way last time. Okay, try there.
All right, how about now?
Little
Yeah,
louder.
just a little bit. And now, yeah, this is good.
Yeah, that's where I had it last time.
Perfect. Yeah, I feel amplified, but not like I'm too loud. You know that it's the issue of having the booming voice. I've been this way since I was a child. Greg, I could hear you laughing all the way down the hall. I didn't mean for you to hear me laughing all the way down the hall. I was just laughing.
That's so funny.
Alrighty. Okay, and now we will ring the bell to begin our service. Bell is rung. Let me make sure the mallet is further out so I can find it. And then, seated or standing, please lift your voices in song for our hymn of the month, number 1008, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. All right, Noé, let's try it. When our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see our faces in each other's eyes, then our heart is in a holy place. All right, we're good?
Okay.
Right into Welcome in Spirit of Aloha. Just tap through that. Perfect. Welcome, or aloha, and welcome, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I know what's wrong. I didn't turn these lights on.
Oh,
Let's get that mixed up. Appropriately white light.
okay.
It worked. Yeah, there we go. I'm still a
I
little.
like the little bit of purplish.
I do too, actually. I think it complements the shirt. Yes, but I'll double check what he says once we're through this because this is not urgent. All right, aloha, welcome. All of them are single stall. Whether you go to church on Sunday, come, let us worship together. And to please join me in offering recognition for this chain of islands that we call home and her people. Perfect. On behalf of the First Church of Honolulu, all the way down to we commit to learning from Hawaiian wisdom and strive to repair and deepen our relationships as neighbors and friends. Introduction to theme. Yep.
And I switch back to you, or I leave it here for a minute, right? For the Zoom people.
Yes, for a second. When I get to in June, we will explore the value of transformation. Then switch back
Okay.
because I'll say which reads and we adapt. We adapt
So
to the
we
changing
can
world.
Introduce.
Exactly. So I have a whole paragraph of intro. Just leave that transformation slide up as soon as I say the word transformation. The second time, because it's in the list as well. The second time I say the word transformation, switch back to me. Fabulous. And never perfect, we're over to chalice lighting. We light our chalice symbol of our free faith with the words of the Reverend Lori Gorgas Labin. She writes, I'll read. Last word is, please remain seated as we seal our prayer with our mission song. And when I say that, I will move back over to light the chalice. So keep there, and then we go right into mission song. So here's how it'll work out. Please remain seated as we seal our prayer with our mission song.
And then I'll switch.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep, exactly.
And as he's moving, she can do.
Exactly, yeah. People can sing while I'm lighting.
Perfect.
Yeah, just keeps it a little bit smoother, and yes, exactly. We're aiming for 45 minutes. We'll see if we'll get there or not. Right? Okay. Our time for all ages this morning is a picture book called Pride, the Story of Harvey Milk and the Rainbow Flag.
Can we run through the end?
Yes, please do. I haven't read it aloud yet, so we need to. All right, I'm definitely not going to be able to read it from that far, so I do have the slides on my iPad. All right. You have to give them hope. Hope for a better world, hope for a better tomorrow. Harvey Milk was an ordinary man, but he had an extraordinary dream. That dream would change history. Harvey dreamed that everyone, even gay people, would have equality. He dreamed that he and his friends would be treated like everyone else. He dreamed that one day people would be able to live and love as they pleased. With his New York accent, Harvey talked to everyone about his dream. I should say a Queens accent. It's not a New York accent, but sorry, my people are from Brooklyn. There's not one New York accent. Thank you. He talked to everyone about his dream. His voice boomed. His body bounced with energy and excitement. Let me try that again. His voice boomed. His body bounced with energy and excitement. But Harvey's big voice and his big dream wouldn't be stopped. He discovered that the best way to change laws was to help make laws. In 1977, Harvey Milk took a big step toward that dream when he became one of the first openly gay people to be elected to political office in the United States. Harvey and his friends planned marches to protest inequality and unfair laws, and just days before one of the marches, Harvey had an idea. A symbol, he thought. We need a symbol that shows how we feel, who we are, that shows who we are and how we feel. A symbol, he thought. We need a symbol that shows who we are and how we feel. Something to carry during the march, something to make people feel that they're part of a community, something to give people hope, something extraordinary. Harvey knew an artist who would help, Gilbert Baker. Harvey knew an artist who could help, Gilbert Baker. Harvey asked, Gilbert said, we need a flag. Volunteers arrived to help Gilbert's design come to life. Together, they dipped fabric into large barrels filled with vivid, vibrant dyes. Together, they dipped fabric into large barrels filled with vivid, vibrant dyes. Together, they dipped fabric into large barrels filled with vivid, vibrant dyes.
That's a warm-up.
It is. Whew. Although the fuzz sounds are easier for me than tuss sounds, so I'm liking vivid, vibrant dyes. They cut and pieced and sewed until Harvey, Gilbert, and the other activists had a flag. A flag with 8 colorful stripes. A flag that Harvey hoped would give hope. Rights are won by those who make their voices heard, said Harvey. On June 25th, 1978, when it was time for the march, a breeze stirred in San Francisco. The flag unfurled. The wind blew. The flag fluttered, flapped, and flew. The flag fluttered, flapped, and flew. Fluttered, flapped, and flew. I want to make sure I'm giving enough space between them. The flag fluttered, flapped, and flew. A rainbow as bright and unique as the men and women who walked behind it led the march. A rainbow as bright as the unique people who walked behind it led the march. Harvey and the people asked for equality. They asked to be treated like everyone else. They asked to live and love as they please. They hoped the march would make a difference. Harvey was proud of the flag and proud of himself. He hoped others would be proud too. 5 months later, on the morning of November 27th, 1978, Harvey and the mayor of San Francisco, George Moscone, were assassinated. Their lives were taken by a man who did not think like Harvey, or feel like him, or love like him. The flag did not fly on that dark, sad night. Instead, thousands and thousands of people marched silently, carrying candles. The candlelight wove through the streets of San Francisco, up and down hills and around city buildings, a mile of glowing candlelight in honor of 2 lives lost. That could have been the end of Harvey's dream and the colorful flag. That could have been the end of Harvey's dream and the colorful flag. But it wasn't. More rainbow flags were created. Some of the colors changed, 8 stripes became 6, but the meaning of the flag did not change. It was a flag of equality. More and more people began to think of the flag as their flag, and they began to feel pride. They began to have hope. In 1994, Gilbert Baker designed another rainbow flag. This one was larger than all the rest. People side by side carried the flag, a proud mile-long rainbow floating through New York City. People side by side carried the flag, a proud mile-long rainbow floating through New York City. The flag wove through the streets, up and down avenues and boulevards and around city buildings. The people demanded equality. The people demanded to be treated like everyone else. The people demanded to live as they pleased. The people demanded to live and love as they pleased. They were proud. They had hope. They would make a difference. More rainbow flags were made. Some were printed on bumper stickers and T-shirts. Others were hoisted onto lampposts on Halsted Street in Chicago. One was hung in the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. Soon, the rainbow flag was flying in other countries like Brazil, England, Israel, Russia, Singapore, and Turkey. The rainbow flag now unfurled on farms, in suburbs, and in cities. The flag flew proudly. The flag flew proudly. The flag flew proudly. The flag flew proudly outside public buildings, hotels, shops, restaurants, churches, and homes. And once, on June 26, 2015, the White House was awash in the colors of the rainbow flag. Equality, pride, hope, love. Harvey's dream became a flag for all of us. And then a picture slide. The end. And I move straight into reflection. I like it, yeah. Oh, good job, Ian. You know he never talks to me about the imagery. It just simply happens.
Well, good.
Right?
He calls us occasionally.
Okay. I love it.
Say, "Can you help me find this?"
So after that title slide, I preach or I reflect for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then I'm into seated or standing. Please lift your voices in song for hymn number 354, 354. We laugh, we cry.
Okay. So it's totally blank. It had that, and then it went blank.
Yes, Ian puts in a transition slide just to give us enough time to have the warm-up music.
Okay.
So it should work out. If you switch back,
Yeah, let me go back for, can I go back? I think I did tap on it. to switch it back to show you,
Mm-hmm.
then that goes away, the reflection picture goes away.
Yeah, that's perfect because we get right into the hymn.
Okay.
So when I say seated or standing, please lift your voices in song for number 354. We laugh, we cry. It should be black, and then you hit the space bar again,
Yeah.
and there you go.
I just wanted that pretty slide up while you were doing
Exactly.
the reflection.
Perfect.
But
Perfect.
you turned
All right.
that.
And we're going to pause for just a second because Noe is reparking per Gabe's request. And I want to practice this. Good morning, Nancy.
We haven't sung this in a really long time.
Yeah, I thought we had.
And it used to be the favorite hymn
Really?
Mickey, anyway, she was the one who got us involved with Doe.
I
And
love it.
she had like 3 hymns that she
What
considered her
serendipity.
hymns,
Oh, I
right?
love that.
So this is so perfect.
I'm so glad. I'm so
Yeah.
glad. All right.
Yeah, no, this was one of her favorite too.
I love it. I love it. Right. Noe, we are at 354. We laugh, we cry. Let's try it out. All right. And Karen, when you get a chance, can you move the speaker window on the Zoom is covering the text?
Is that with this thing?
Yes.
Oh, I found it. Okay, you want me to just zero?
Exactly. Take it down to 1. Perfect.
Okay.
Good morning. All right. Let's try it out. We laugh, we cry, we live, we die. We dance, we sing our song. We need to feel there's something here to which we can belong. We need to feel a little faster freedom just to have some time alone. But most of all, we need close friends we call our very own. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a need to be together. We have our hearts to give. We have our thoughts to receive. And we believe that sharing is an answer. Good. All right. We'll get that 4 verses. We'll be really strong by the 4th verse. And then we're into giving and receiving.
Doing all 4 verses.
Yeah, we are. I was only going to do 3 of them, and then I realized where I put it in the order of service, it actually made sense to have all 4, so I put it back.
Cool.
All right, it is our custom here at First Unitarian Church of Honolulu, all the way down to there are many ways to give, and that's when we bring up the next slide. Or, sorry, yo. Then the next slide.
When you say yo, I put it on.
Exactly. And then there are many ways to give. Bring up that one. Scan the QR code. Give by text. The offering will now be freely given and gratefully received. Keep that up.
Just leave that up.
Yeah, because we're not going to the piano cam. All right. And then over to receiving words. Perfect.
Her to do it one time.
Exactly. Because if we put them up before she does that, they will start singing and be confused. All right, so play it through once, put up, and then I say your gifts help sustain the ministry of this church. Then I'm into Book of Life.
So, do you want me to play it in 3 or 4?
The
I feel like I usually play it in 4.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
faster than that. That's more like what we're
That's in 3, yeah?
This is
Yeah. We did 3 last week, and that works a little bit better. Thank you, Noe. Yeah. And it fits the time scale of the service today.
yes. Keeping things
3-4. Yes. Good morning, Janice. Alrighty. And then we're in the Book of Life. Did you need something? No, she was just checking. All right. So we do sorrows first.
Is it sorry? Yeah.
Yep. Sorrows first. Then hand. Then we do joys. Joys and hand. Then get your morning stretches in. And then I read the closing bit, the bitterness and the sweetness, and may it always be so. Into Pule. Shorter Pule today because we have a long period of silent meditation after the next bit. Pray, 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 pray. Ashe, amen, and blessed be. Into reading. Ooh, fascinating. I love that.
And see, it went plain.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, because we just want to put that up. That goes blank. That reminds you to switch back over to me. Yep. All right. And then I read. Last word of reading is merge, blur the two. Reflection, reflection, reflection. 2 to 3 minutes. Please join me in a time of silent reflection. Hold silence. And then we're into the next reading.
Oh, okay.
Yep, there.
Put that up when it went plain.
Exactly. So when I say silent meditation and perfect, then we're into reading. Read, read, read. Reflection. Perfect. Wonderful. And then seated or standing, please.
When it goes black like that, do you want me to switch to the next slide right away or not?
No, don't switch right away. That's just your cue to switch back to me. Seated or standing, please lift your voices in song for a hymn of reflection, number 1018, 1018. Come and go with me. All right, and let's try the first verse of that. It's a zipper hymn, so it's pretty easy to go. Oh, he's going to make. Come go with me to that land. Come go with me to that land. Come go with me to that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come go with me to that land. Come go with me to that land. Come go with me to that land where I'm bound. All right. Yep, we're good. We're good. Just click through. Yep, freedom, justice.
Through everything. Double check.
Yeah, there'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I shouldn't switch. 'Cause
Yeah, just wait until we get to the bottom, even though we don't do the call back on the second verse. It's okay. People can do it. It'll be twice for each one, so it'll be like 8 times through total. In your book, it should be exactly the way it's written. It's just 4 verses.
I appreciate your perspectives.
Yeah, it should be come and go with me, freedom, justice, singing, done. We're not going back to the top. Rockin'. As we extinguish our chalice, we offer the words. I'll begin, then we'll extinguish the chalice together. All right. And next one. We are the ones we have been waiting for. Chalice goes down. Benedict, 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 benedicted. Before we sing our song of peace, I'd like to bring your attention to a few announcements about the different things going on in our church community. Announcement 1, announcement 2, announcement 3. As we sing our song of peace, please remember to ask before taking someone else's hand. Seated or standing, please lift our voices in song for our song of peace. Seated or standing, let's lift our voices for our song of peace, number 413, 413, Go Now in Peace. We will sing it twice through. Yep. Perfect. And then we're into Go in Peace. And at that point, it should be exactly 10:45, and we're good to go. Ideally, it is 10:45, and we are good to go. If it's 10:35 and I'm still preaching, wave hands. Yes.
Yes. And you have another fabulous shirt. I would come to church just to see your shirts.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing.
Internet special.
Sorry?
That's an internet special.
Hi.
Hi there,
What's your name?
Max.
Max and Karen.
Oh, I know who you are. I'm Nan.
Are you singing with us?
What's that?
Are you singing with us?
No,
Oh, you
I'm
don't
gonna
have
be.
to move. You don't have to move.
I'm
You're
going
fine.
to be doing the AV for David's service after this. So I'm hoping to sit over here and watch.
Deborah Von Hobson's son.
Oh,
If you know Deborah.
perfectly fine. I just was gonna say hi if you're singing with us.
I'm gonna sit over here during service
I
and
didn't know
watch.
whether you guessed what's
done.
still here.
Who's sitting there?
You are.
Then what's all that stuff?
All this stuff.
That's it.
That's not mine.
Oh,
That's not even covered.
oh, Nancy. Nancy.
Can we move this so that it's facing this way?
Yeah, whatever you want. Except we won't be able to see the words facing this way. They're not usually on there.
They are,
Okay.
in my experience.
Okay.
But at least we can see the
There we
congregation.
go.
All right.
Should I go pre-show or should I just leave it?
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, if Nancy's here, shit.
Well, that was exciting.
Mike Compton is also here. Mike with the backpack and the hat
Oh, yes.
is also here. I don't know whether that.
Yeah, I was hoping because I'm gonna be doing the AV for this service. We want to have faces in the back. Watch you do your thing. I get a feel for it.
Can we put the fan on us? Do you guys mind? The fan that's back here?
Ian,
We could put it over there, maybe.
Definitely need the fan because this gets to be dead air back here.
I appreciate it.
Speakers on Zoom also, so I gotta do switches back and forth. A bunch of them. I haven't ever done before, so.
I did it for the first time. A while ago. It was just tears by the end.
right if you push the thing down in the back on top. Here?
Yeah,
Yeah, the oscillating is up on top.
right, you want it oscillating?
Yes, please. Yeah. Thank you very much. You can turn it a little more this way. Yes, thank you.
Hi, Nancy.
No problem when you're working with a choir, then I come to this, no, then you know the whole congregations. They're gonna consider daughters. Oh, yeah, consider we can That's not a bad problem to have.
So we should know, we know heart, when your heart's in a normal place, and they laugh, we cry, you guys know that one. We laugh, we cry, we sing, we die. And then heart, you know harmony to that? And then come and go with me. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. No, come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land.
What I'm doing is switching between, what I want to do is switch between pulpit, camera, which is in frequency,
So hot.
and then so that's in frequency, and then
No?
switching back to pulpit as my mom introduces something on Zoom, and then switch to Zoom, and then back to, yeah.
And now we will ring the bell to begin our service. Seated or standing, please lift your voices in song for our hymn of the month, number 1008, 1008, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place.
Amazing grace, and our heart is in a holy
Aloha. And welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Honolulu, where we strive together to build the beloved community and to boldly grow compassion, justice, and joy. It is good to be together, sharing our hearts with one another. I am so glad that you are here. We are so glad that you are here. My name is Reverend Dr. Greg, and I am the regular minister here, and I'm really looking forward to the time we're going to make together. I extend a special greeting to visitors and newcomers this morning, right here in the building, as well as those joining us on Zoom. Hey, Zoom folks. For those in the building, please join us right after the service for light refreshments and fellowship so that we can talk story and get to know you better. Before I proceed, I want to remind us that it seems that we're at the top of a small COVID surge. So if you are ever feeling ill or sniffly or have a scratchy throat when you're on your way to church, stay home. Please stay home. As always, masking is highly encouraged, even though we have very good ventilation. COVID circulates best when the carbon dioxide level in a space gets to a certain height. So it's not actually just about how good the circulation is. No matter what, eventually the carbon dioxide level is going to get high enough that it's easier to circulate COVID-19. So again, if you're not feeling well, if you just think it's allergies, stay home. Just stay home. Please take a moment to locate the exit nearest you. Should we need to exit the sanctuary at any point during the service, please reserve the exit to the right of the sanctuary for those with limited mobility. It is the exit with the ramp. There are several restrooms on this level. All of them are single stall and for use by people of all genders. And also be sure to check out our weekly newsletter and visit our website, uuhonolulu.org, for the most up-to-date information about our community. And so, whether you go to church on Sunday morning or light candles on Friday nights, whether you've been hurt by religion, saved by it, or maybe even a little bit of both, whether you're brand new to spiritual community or you're a seasoned seeker, whoever you are, wherever you have come from, you are welcome here. Come, let us worship together. Please join me in offering recognition for this chain of islands that we call home and her people. On behalf of the First Unitarian Church of Honolulu, we acknowledge that we gather on Aina, which is the traditional and ancestral homeland of the Hawaiian people. We recognize that Her Majesty, Queen Liliuokalani, yielded the Hawaiian Kingdom and these territories temporarily under duress and protest to the United States to avoid the bloodshed of her people. We honor our shared responsibility to this land and these waters. We commit to learning from Hawaiian wisdom, and we strive to repair and deepen our relationships as neighbors and friends. This is just the beginning of our repair. Since January, we have been exploring the newly articulated values in our now adopted Article 2 of the Unitarian Universalist Association bylaws. Article 2 addresses who we say we are as independent congregations worldwide, who we are as communities making promises to one another and to everyone in the world, and the limits of those promises that we make. The 6 values rooted in our living theology and religious history are interdependence, pluralism, justice, transformation, generosity, and equity. We connect these values to the enduring center of our faith, love. Throughout June, we've been exploring the value of transformation, which reads, we adapt to the changing world. We covenant to collectively transform and grow spiritually and ethically. Openness to change is fundamental to our Unitarian and Universalist heritages, never complete and never perfect. We light our chalice, symbol of our free faith, with the words of the Reverend Lori Gorgas Laban. She writes, we light our chalice flame for those who lived their lives in closets of shame, for those who furtively visited the bars where nobody knew your name, for the Stonewall riot and the fierce trans women who fought, for the plague which still takes far too many, too young, too soon. So many gone, so many never lived to see out gay kids singing on TV, out gay people serving in the military, marriage equality, families transformed by intention. We light our chalice flame for all these and for all our siblings of the rainbow surviving, living life out in the open with pride. Please remain seated as we seal our prayer with our mission song. Well, I have a special treat for you this morning. Our time for all ages this morning is a picture book called Pride, the Story of Harvey Milk and the Rainbow Flag. Let's learn together. You have to give them hope. Hope for a better world, hope for a better tomorrow. Harvey Milk was an extraordinary man, but he had an extraordinary dream. That dream would change history. Harvey dreamed that everyone, even gay people, would have equality. He dreamed that he and his friends would be treated like everyone else. He dreamed that one day people would be able to live and love as they pleased. With his New York accent, and I quipped earlier, his Queens accent. My people are from Brooklyn. There is more than one accent. With his Queens accent, Harvey talked to everyone about his dream. His voice boomed. His body bounced with energy and excitement. Some people listened. A few agreed. Most did not. But Harvey's big voice and his big dream wouldn't be stopped. He discovered that the best way to change laws was to help make laws. In 1977, Harvey Milk took a big step toward that dream when he became one of the first openly gay people to be elected to political office in the United States. Harvey and his friends planned marches to protest inequality and unfair laws. And just days before one of the marches, Harvey had an idea. A symbol, he thought. We need a symbol that shows who we are and how we feel. Something to carry during the march. Something to make people feel they're part of a community. Something to give people hope. Something extraordinary. Harvey knew an artist who could help. Gilbert Baker. Harvey asked. Gilbert said, "We need a flag." Volunteers arrived to help Gilbert's design come to life. Together, they dipped fabric into large barrels filled with vivid, vibrant dyes. They cut and pieced and sewed until Harvey, Gilbert, and the other activists had a flag. A flag with 8 colorful stripes. A flag that Harvey hoped would give hope. Rights are won only by those who make their voices heard, said Harvey. On June 25th, 1978, when it was time for the march, a breeze stirred in San Francisco. The flag unfurled. The wind blew. The flag fluttered, flapped, and flew. A rainbow as bright and unique as the people who walked behind it, who led the march. Harvey and the people asked for equality. They asked to be treated like everyone else. They asked to live and love as they pleased. They hoped the march would make a difference. Harvey was proud of the flag and proud of himself. He hoped others could be proud too. 5 months later, on the morning of November 27th, 1978, Harvey and the mayor of San Francisco, George Moscone, were assassinated. Their lives were taken by a man who did not think like Harvey, or feel like him, or love like him. The flag did not fly on that dark, sad night. Instead, thousands and thousands of people marched silently, carrying candles. The candlelight wove through the streets of San Francisco, up and down hills and around city buildings, a mile of glowing candlelight in honor of 2 lives lost. That could have been the end of Harvey's dream and the colorful flag, but it wasn't. More rainbow flags were created. Some of the colors changed. 8 stripes became 6 stripes, but the meaning of the flag did not change. It was a flag of equality. More and more people began to think of the flag as their flag, and they began to feel pride. They began to have hope. In 1994, Gilbert Baker designed another rainbow flag. This one was larger than all the rest. People side by side carried the flag, a proud mile-long rainbow flag floating through New York City. The flag wove through the streets, up and down avenues and boulevards, and around city buildings. The people demanded equality. They demanded to be treated like everyone else. They demanded to live and love as they pleased. They were proud. They had hope. They would make a difference. More rainbow flags were made. Some were printed on bumper stickers and t-shirts. Others were hoisted onto lampposts on Halsted Street in Chicago. One was hung in the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. Soon, the rainbow flag was flying in other countries like Brazil, England, Israel, Russia, Singapore, and Turkey. The rainbow flag now unfurled on farms, in suburbs, and in cities. The flag flew proudly outside public buildings, hotels, shops, restaurants, churches, and homes. And once, on June 26, 2015, the White House was awash in the colors of the rainbow flag. Equality, pride, hope, love. Harvey's dream became a flag for us all. The end. Now, the difficulty with telling the story of any queer subgroup or the community as a whole is there are so many people involved in it. And queer folk, we've been here the whole time. Trans and intersex folk have been here the whole time, here on our beloved chain of islands. Gender, as we know it, was very different before the Europeans got here and imposed some things that weren't even true for them, except for in religion and for the benefit of capitalism. So when we tell the story of Harvey Milk and this pride flag, when we tell the story of this flag, which has changed over time, as you well know, there are many, many more flags. The most loved flag nowadays is the Progress Pride flag, which centers the fact that people of color, Black, Indigenous people of color, have been part of the queer community all along, that trans and non-binary people, gender expansive people have been part of the community all along. As a matter of fact, it was our transcestors who threw those first bricks in those first high heels 2 days ago, many, many decades ago, that started the Stonewall riots, that got us free in the most loud way we've been in a very, very long time. It's good to be proud of who we are. It's good to be proud of who we can be as communities that accept fully and without any pretense what it means to love the way that we love, what it means to make families of choice and bond, what it means to become the adults that sometimes we wish we had in our own lives growing up. But it is also simple and easy to paint that all with one broad stroke. As we revisit interdependence, as we examine Pride on this last Sunday in Pride Month internationally, and we get another chance at it in October and we'll do more then, we remember that the stories we were told are always more complex, more nuanced, and no one has all of the truth. We are proud, and we are interdependent. Seated or standing, please lift your voices in song for hymn number 354, 354, We Laugh, We Cry. It is our custom here at the First Unitarian Church of Honolulu to share our monthly offerings with a group whose mission is in concert with our own. All month, we've been supporting youth outreach, or YO. Since 1989, Hale Kipa and Waikiki Health have served hundreds of youth and young adults each year in the youth outreach program in Waikiki. YO provides street outreach, drop-in services, case management, and health and medical services to youth on a referral or walk-in basis. Youth and young adults are also introduced to a range of services that are critical to transitioning from the streets into a more stable environment. Because we support our congregation through pledges and rental income, we are able to be generous and give 100% of non-pledge funds collected today to YO. There are many ways to give. You can put some cash in the calabash that will be passed around in just a moment. You can always send a check to the church and note that it is for the June Share the Plate program. Or you can scan the QR code on the screen and be directed to a secure giving page on the church's website. You can also give securely by text. This encrypted form of giving allows you to give to the Share the Plate recipient, the church emergency fund, and to make a payment toward your pledge. The offering will now be freely given and gratefully received. Your gifts help support the ministry of this congregation as we build the beloved community within these walls and everywhere it is needed. Thank you for your generosity. The Book of Life is a deep and ancient tradition. Throughout human history, communities of faith and understanding have witnessed together the ways that their lives are experienced, marked, and remembered. This community's Book of Life is open to all who enter this place. In it, we invite you to share a joy or a concern or experience affecting you or the shared community. If writing is not something you are comfortable with, you can always speak with the minister or the day's worship associate, and we'll write it in the book for you. And if you need a compassionate person to listen to what is troubling your heart, please go to our church website to contact the care team. The care team includes Martina Queenth, Carla Allison, Nancy Schilt, and Lorraine Fay. And if what is troubling your heart is a matter of grief, please contact Catherine Graham or me. There are no concerns, only joys listed in our book of life this morning. But perhaps there are some concerns that are troubling our own private hearts. So as my hand passes over the congregation, you are invited to speak a word, a name, or a thought about your concern so that it can be held by all of us now. You can also continue to hold it close to your heart.
Children of Gaza.
The joy being shared with us today is for a happy birthday to Mary McKay, whose birthday is tomorrow, Monday, July 1st. Shall we sing happy birthday to you, Mary? And Deborah Bond Upson, yes. We will sing both to Mary and to Deborah. Happy birthday. We are so grateful for both of your lives and all the service you both give to this congregation. Alongside the joy of these festivities, of another year, a trip around the sun, maybe there's a joy enlivening your own heart. And so once again, as my hand passes over the congregation, you are invited to speak a word, a name, or a thought about the joy that you feel so that it might be shared by all of us here now. Or once again, you can keep it close to your own heart. The bitterness and the sweetness, the concerns and joys of life are a reminder of the living of these days together. The brave adventure and the holy understanding we share in this journey echo today, as they always do, in the book of life and in the hearts we each bring to share today. May it always be so. Please pray with me. Epulekako. Spirit of life and love, Keakua of many names and beyond all naming, holy oneness which connects each to all, you are with us in this hour as we bear witness to one another's lives. It is a joy to still be here, liberated from whatever it is that made it hard in the past. It is a joy to still be here. In community, we can find the strength to carry on. In community, we can find the courage to do more. In community, we can build a new way that makes space for each and for all. We pray, as we always do, for all elected leaders, that their hearts do the will of the people, that their actions do the will of the people, and if they do not, that we not just ask, but demand they do better. We demand in this time that people always be on the side of love. We demand in this hour a peace beyond peace, a peace that knows justice, that war be transformed into beloved community, and that community hold all of us forever and ever and all the days to come. All of this we hold in prayer as we say, Amen, Ashe, and blessed be. Sometimes Spirit gets a hold of your prayer, tells you exactly where to go. A reading. Witness and pride. Pride works in direct opposition to internalized oppression. The latter provides fertile ground for shame, denial, self-hatred, and fear. The former encourages anger, strength, and joy. To transform self-hatred into pride is a fundamental act of resistance. People who have lived in shame and isolation need all the pride that we can muster, not to mire ourselves in a narrowly defined identity politics, but to sustain broad-based rebellion. And likewise, we need a witness to all of our histories, both collective and personal histories. Yet we also need to remember that witness and pride are not the same. Witness pairs grief and rage with remembrance. Pride pairs joy with a determination to be visible. Witness demands primary adherence to and with history. Pride uses history as one of its many tools. Sometimes witness and pride work in concert, other times not. We cannot afford to confuse, to merge, or blur the two. I was so glad when Noe asked me, hey, can we use Somewhere Over the Rainbow as our offertory for this Sunday? One of the reasons that it's so embedded into queer history is, as some of you know or may have remembered, there was a time when gay men were called Friends of Judy. Judy Garland had died just before the Stonewall riots, and many people, many queer people in particular, were nursing our sadness that someone who had been so welcoming, so accepting of us in Hollywood, as well as in the larger community, as best as she could at the time, had gone. Who was to be our champion? And into that grief, into that time, the police decided to be on one, and they decided to raid the Stonewall Inn, a bar, a pub, a performance space in New York City. In that day, it was enough. In that day, we fought back. In that day, again, our ancestors threw bricks, they threw high heels, and queer people from all around the country rioted in the streets of New York City for the next 3 nights. And since then, every June has been remembered as Pride Month to recall the riots that began to get us free in the loudest way we've known recently. That's a story. That's a history. And we need to tell the story so that we remember it, so that each and every one of us can be a witness to getting free together. You know, you've heard me so many times in this pulpit, and if you're just joining us for the first time, come back and hear me say it some more. How much I talk about getting free together. Getting free together has always been the core of Unitarian Universalist faith for me, because I can't possibly imagine a beloved community that is big enough to hold us all, where we are not also free. Pride as an act of resistance, as an act of rebellion, as an act of making sure that not only I get my free, but you get yours and we get it together, is important each and every day. And it's important for all people who have known marginalization. and in an understanding of social location, which comes to us from the concept of intersectionality, that we all have a constellation of identities that allow us privilege in some situations and sometimes discrimination in others, we know that it takes all of us to get free together. Please join me in a time of silent meditation. Amen. Ashe. And blessed be. A reading. We meet on holy ground, brought into being as life encounters life, as personal histories merge into the communal story, as we take on the pride and pain of our companions, as separate selves become community. How desperate is our need for one another. Our silent beckoning to our neighbors, our invitations to share life and death together, our welcome into the lives of those we meet, and their welcome into our own. May our souls capture this treasured time. May our spirits celebrate our meeting in this time and in this space, for we meet on holy ground. We make this ground holy together because of how we share. We make this ground holy together because of how we depend on one another. We make this ground holy together because it is a site of witness and pride. It is a site of remembering as well as a ground zero for organizing the resistance. It's a place where we remember that we can always do better than our best, and what we can do today is also probably our best. This ground is holy because we bless it together. And when we revisit interdependence, when we remember that our identities are not just a list of things that give us power and privilege or that marginalize us, that join us together by flags that get ever more increasingly narrow, but also remind us of who we are, who we have been, and give us the language to speak about who we are and who we can become. It goes right outside. There's an opening on that grate right there. I'm going to turn around and upend the vase. Let's hum. It's so good to be in community when spirit moves. If we look at everyday calls to action, calls to attention, calls to mindfulness, We know that we bless this space with our attention, with our intention, and with how hard we try to make it beautiful. Beauty isn't enough. Witnessing our stories isn't enough. And I'll even go so far as to say that the actions we take each and every day aren't enough. It's remembering that we do it together. It's inviting one another to do this work together. It's doing the work even when it's hard. It's remembering that the movement will survive without you. It survived before you. It will survive without you. It's doing the work of becoming respected ancestors. It's leaving an inheritance to our descendants to get even freer than we could have possibly imagined. When we revisit interdependence, we understand the long thread that reaches deep, deep, deep into ancient history, to our grandparents, grandparents, grandparents whom we never knew, all the way to the future generations who will never know us. And that is the meaning of getting free together. That is the interdependence that we revisit. That is the pride we share in this time, that we bear witness to, and that we bring to mind again in October. But I won't be mad if it's Pride Month every day for you. Beloveds, let's get free together. Let's get free because we need one another. Let's get free because it's what we're here to do. All this we hold. All this we hold as we sing our hymn of reflection, number 1018 1018. Come and go with me. As we extinguish the chalice, we offer the words of the Reverend Kimberly Quinn Johnson. I will begin, and then we'll extinguish the chalice together. As we extinguish our chalice, we remember that we are not perfect, but we are perfectly fitted for this day. We are not without fault, but we can be honest to face our past as we chart a new future. May we be bold and courageous to chart that new future. May we have faith in a future that is not known. We are the ones we have been waiting for. Beloveds, go forth from this space. I wanted to say faith. Go forth from this space ready to do the work. Ready to do the work of binding up each and every one so that we can go where we're going. To that land where there is freedom, justice, and yes, singing too. We get there together or not at all. Go forth blessed to do the work together. Our worship has ended. Let our service begin. Before we sing our song of peace, I'd like to bring your attention to a few announcements about the different things going on in our church community. Once again, a reminder about COVID. We seem to be on the top of a nice little surge. We get one about every summer at this point. So if it's been more than 6 months since your last booster, think about talking to your primary care physician about getting another booster. You are encouraged to wear masks in the sanctuary. You can always wear one. I wear one every Sunday. And if you're feeling just a little sick, a little sneezy, a little tingle, a little scratch in the throat, stay home. Please stay home, even if you know you're not actually that bad off. There's a chance to be involved in the upcoming general election by writing postcards to help get out the vote. There are multiple opportunities this summer and fall to team up with Reclaim Our Vote and to send alerts to voters across several states. Postcards, addresses, scripts, deadlines, and instructions will be provided. Postcard stamps can be obtained at post offices or via mail through the USPS website. If you want to be part of this effort, please contact Carla Allison, who has already left the sanctuary, but contact her by today. You'll see her at hospitality. If you want some more information, this information is also in our weekly newsletter, so you have her email address right there. And please stay with us right after the service for a memorial for former member David Friedman, who will be remembered here in this sanctuary. You are welcome to stay as long as you want. We will also have regular hospitality and then very quickly switch over into memorial hospitality as well. So much is happening. So much is being part of a community. So much I am grateful that each of you get to participate in. So now, as we sing our song of peace, please remember to ask before taking someone else's hand. Seated or standing, let's lift our voices for our song of peace, number 413, 413, Go Now in Peace. We will sing it twice through.
that before you even miss me. Yes, yes. And I don't know that she said yes, that matters.
I'm gonna call Ian in just a minute. Dan, like you, we're gonna get a new lab for me to send in. So I'm getting my mom to send in so we can download that.
I love your screen double power on the second part. I appreciate that.
You can definitely just make something up. We just got to the end of the 6 values, and I was a little distracted and we set up thematic worship and July, but I just want to wait till September. So,
I'll send you a note so I
oh, absolutely. I'll be on email or you can put my phone on too. So,
Yeah.
that's probably the easiest way to get to me because I'm going back east like right now.
Oh, wow. Wow, have a good trip.
Thank you. Had a good service. I know that people really looking forward to it. I can tell how much work you've done as well.
Max has put in a lot, and I hope, it's really something, it's great that you funded this AV system to be much more sophisticated.
Oh, Jim and Ian, I can't, I finally know how to use it. It took me 2 years.
You
But...
made it happen.
Is this your road?
Yeah.